here. Subject, Curtis Starr. Crime, multiple murder. Status, condemned to execution.
Chromosome 24.
Oh my God.
49 minutes after injection, genetic mutations began to visually manifest on subject's extremities.
This is what you're here to protect.
It doesn't make any sense.
You trusted them, they lied to you. They used you, Sam.
If he perfected xenogenesis...
Christ, don't you get it? It's this place, it's hell, it always was.
What are you doing?
We need to destroy these discs.
That's UAC property.
We take this back, they'll just...
We take the data back. I have my orders, and so do you. Is this everything? I said, is this everything?
I have 3 more to download.
Then do it.
Pinky, you there? Pinky!
Sarge, something is cutting
Through the arc door.
Do you have a visual?
Oh, I got a visual, all right.
Don't let it get to the arc! Pinky, use a grenade! Fall in!
Based on the popular video game, this is Doom on Rock Action.
Hello, this is the TVWAN News Update. Thanks for joining us. The Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary has in place new cutting-edge technology to test suspected illegal drugs known as TrueNarc handheld narcotics analyzer device. This device is portable and provides instant results. It is most effective when suspected narcotics are found on drug dealers and users, as well as for larger-scale drug raids. According to Police Commissioner David Manning, the illegal use of extremely dangerous drugs such as methamphetamine is increasing in PNG, and police need such tools to curb its widespread use. Manning said the mobility of the devices, their accuracy in detecting hundreds of drug compounds, and simplicity to maintain and use will make a major difference in the domestic fight against illegal drugs. The device was provided by the Australian Federal Police. The Department for Community Development and Religion signed an agreement with the Digital PNG Limited to facilitate the disbursement of cash grants to beneficiaries of the National Child Nutrition and Social Protection Project. According to World Bank Group Education Specialist Ning Fu, this $80 million project is the first World Bank multi-sectoral project focusing on improving the nutrition of pregnant mothers and children between 0 and 2 years old in Papua New Guinea. DFCDR is contracting Digicel to facilitate the digital cash transfers to CNSP beneficiaries through basic deposit accounts with mobile wallet account Cell Money. Center of Excellence in Financial Inclusion, or CEFI, is co-signatory to the agreement. Executive Director Salia Ranasinghe expressed that this agreement is encouraging for the unbanked population.
So out of that, I think digital financial services are going to be one of the contributors into that particular space. And also, one of the things that I would like to highlight is digital financial services have been very innovative in their service delivery. And also, it is very encouraging to note that they have the highest number of agencies in the project areas as well.
Access to clean, fresh water will not be a problem for the patrons of the St. Michael's Catholic Church at Erikule. Under the Digital Foundation's community grant, the church installed 8 water tanks valued at 50,000 kina. Parish priest Father Vinod Di Mello was a successful recipient of the 2022 community grant. Father Vinod drew attention to the work of the Sisters of Charity, who take in the sick and those in need from the streets. St. Michael's takes care of over 100 street children and school dropouts, apart from its parishioners and hundreds of students from the St. Mary's Catholic Primary School. The water tanks will go a long way in helping them carry out their mission and that of the church. In regional news, hundreds of people have gathered at Bondi Beach for a candlelit vigil to remember the 6 people who were killed in last Saturday's shopping center stabbings. The Prime Minister addressed the mourners, paying tribute to the victims, survivors, and the police officer who put an end to the rampage.
After the darkest of weeks, Bondi was awash in flickering light. There were hundreds of candles and plenty of tears as the community gathered to remember the 6 lives lost in the attack. The victims' families and survivors came together to share their grief.
A young woman planning her big wedding day, enjoying young love. A new mum nursing her beautiful baby girl.
Police officer Inspector Amy Scott, who ended the horror by shooting 40-year-old Joel Couchy, was embraced as a hero. A choir sang songs of comfort, and speakers tried to find the right words.
As we keep this vigil for the 6 souls we have lost, we keep a place in our heart for everyone affected.
For a minute, the vigil fell silent, the only sound, the waves. The Waverley Mayor spoke of the strength of the local community.
Our spirit must not and will not be diminished.
While the Premier had a message for the women of the state.
We might not know the exact motives behind this attack. What we can say is that every Australian woman deserves to feel safe in her community. This is your state and your city, this is your home. You have every right to live your life as you choose, free from fear and violence.
There's still plenty of difficult days ahead for this community, with the first of the victims' funerals expected to be held this week. But today, some hopeful news. The 9-month-old baby who tragically lost her mother in last Saturday's attacks is now out of hospital and tonight is home with her family. A ray of light in the darkness.
There's fury in Canberra over Elon Musk's move to fight a takedown order relating to graphic footage of the stabbing attacks in Sydney. The coalition says it's now open to the government's proposed misinformation laws following the conduct of social media giants over the past week. X, formerly Twitter, says it will fight the calls to remove the content, but the government argues the past week shows why stronger laws are needed.
Worshippers return to Christ the Good Shepherd Church in Sydney's west.
It's still early, but this is the first step towards the healing.
I feel happy, very happy.
Serene scenes, almost a week on from a night of chaos. Scrutiny now turning to the role social media may have played in fanning the flames of fury.
There's nothing wrong with spreading news. There's a big problem with spreading misinformation or spreading incitements to violence.
Social media platform X, formerly Twitter, is fighting government demands it take down violent or offensive posts about the stabbing, with owner Elon Musk labelling the e-safety commissioner the censorship commissar.
We've seen some of the comments from Elon Musk overnight. They see themselves above the law.
Political frustration with social media giants is building and could provide a new opportunity to push forward stalled misinformation laws aimed at requiring companies to keep tabs on false information spread on their networks.
We need to get the right balance. So that is, we don't want to impinge on your ability to express a view in a democracy. It's a key fundamental element of who we are.
Some things are clearly designed to spread false information and to incite violence.
The first draft of the bill, which would give communications regulator ACMA stronger powers, was pulled by the government late last year. Some coalition figures had labelled the bill Orwellian, but the opposition now seems more open to reworked laws.
If the laws are inadequate and they need to be strengthened or added to, then we would support any effort from the government.
In a building famous for its division, social media giants are a rare common enemy. Both Labor and the Coalition seem to agree that if something can't be said offline, it shouldn't be spread online. But regulating the online world is tricky, and working out what is and isn't misinformation can be contentious. Even with a little bit of goodwill, landing these laws won't be easy.
He is the familiar face and voice on the ABC TV show Master Dogs, calmly showing the world how to work successfully with dogs and livestock. Now the master trainer Neil MacDonald is back in Western Australia, bringing his decades of experience to teach sheep and cattle farmers the secrets of communication.
You want to stop talking, you're sort of behaving a bit better.
Whatever you do, don't call Neil MacDonald a dog whisperer.
Who's the next lucky victim?
Because Neil's message is always loud and clear. It's the dog owners who need teaching.
And then I've watched Jerry leading that dog. No, I didn't. I saw the dog leading Jerry. Holy moly.
At a workshop for stock handlers on a farm in the Great Southern.
Talk a lot because I know everyone can.
The master trainer teaches his students to read the body language of their dogs and stock.
Beautiful. Let him tuck him in there. You want him there?
A dozen farmers from around the state
now go forward.
Are learning how to slow down to reduce stress on their animals and themselves.
Because most of our dogs are pushing and shoving too much, so we get the dog to work, but we make it get off its mob. Sit down.
Years ago, it wasn't cool to go to any sort of training course. It was hard to get people to understand that they needed some extra instruction, and to do a course in front of other people was a little bit daunting for them. So that awkwardness is gone now, and people are readily coming.
These producers are some of the increasing numbers of women in WA who are responsible for farm animal management.
The men are very busy doing their cropping and other things, and the women are taking over the livestock enterprises.
Very good change of pace.
This is next level as far as and keeping your sheep calm. Calmer the better. They work, the sheep don't stress. Yeah, that's great.
What we've got to do is get people to drop their revs, and that just nearly always, a lot of people like a wound up toy, they're going too hard. If we can get people just to back off the intensity, then stock and dogs respond accordingly.
A message in there for all of us.
In sports, as part of the Memorandum of Understanding between FIFA and the Pacific Islands Forum in Port Moresby recently hosted the FIFA Infrastructure Workshop Oceania, attended by General Secretaries and Facilities Managers of 11 Oceania member associations. Focusing on football infrastructure and environmental and climate change, the two-day workshop is the starting point for football infrastructural development.
Climate change is the single greatest threat facing all countries in the Pacific, with multiple challenges facing the region. From a football sense, these challenges impact football development.
Without proper pitches, without proper stadiums, without proper training centers or headquarters, we can't really develop the game to an optimum level. And With regard to building infrastructure, what's next is important is the maintenance of the infrastructure and ensuring that it adheres to FIFA's climate strategy.
FIFA has worked together with member associations to rectify some of these issues, and under the FIFA Forward program since 2016 has invested $21 million in infrastructure development into the Oceania region. It is the aim of the workshop to result in stakeholder engagement to allow members associations to leverage all available support and maximize the positive impacts on the people, their region and the environment. Specifically, the workshop touched on facilities maintenance and highlighted the importance of safeguarding sustainability and accessibility. As part of these, member associations have been given the tools to develop a robust maintenance strategy with an operational plan that is well-resourced and tailored to their needs. Susan Oriape, TVWAN Sports.
And that's been our news update for today. Join us for more news and sports at 6 p.m.
For the first time, 5 90-day couples will come together to face their relationship demons. Will they leave stronger than ever? Or say goodbye for good? Your newest 90-day obsession is here. This is The Last Resort. Sundays 8:30 on TLC.